All right, y'all, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about why circumstances don't matter, okay? You can find this video everywhere on YouTube, like why circumstances don't matter. It's really important to understand what that actually means. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Before I get started, y'all know I gotta tell y'all that I am a live streamer on an app called Bigo. I do Manifestation Monday lives every single Monday at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Central Time. If you need the link, I will put that in the description box below. I'll put a link for you to download the app, and then I'll put a link for you to follow me. I do go live every day, but Manifestation Monday is on Monday, right? Specific day for manifestation. And most of these videos are based upon the live streams that I do. So yeah, make sure you follow me. Make sure you come check it out. And it's a vibe, right? So let's talk about why circumstances do not matter, right? Circumstances, okay, let's start here. Nothing in your physical reality, your real life, your world, nothing is real. In the sense of whatever you are experiencing that you don't like, it can be changed, right? So that's why circumstances do not matter. When you are faced with something that you do not like, when you are faced with a circumstance that may feel really hard to deal with, or it's just something you don't want to experience, right? We've all been there where you are faced with something that you do not want to experience. And it's just not a vibe for you, right? It's literally, how can I get out of this shit, right? What we have, I feel like, been conditioned to do is to dwell on it. So if you have no money, or if somebody breaks up with you, or if you lose your job, or you get in a car wreck, or whatever, whatever the circumstance may be, we, I feel like, have been conditioned to just dwell on that. So you're gonna mope around, you're gonna cry, you're gonna keep repeating this story, you're gonna tell everybody how so-and-so broke up with you, or how you got fired from your job today and I just can't believe, how could this happen? And you're just gonna go on and on and on and on about it, right? Non-stop. That is called dwelling. And when you dwell, you are literally just persisting in what it is that you don't want. You're just persisting in a story that you don't want to be the leading actor for. So you got to stop doing that, honestly, because what I want you all to do is to understand that by you persisting in what it is that you don't want, by you dwelling in this story, dwelling in your circumstance, you are allowing it to stay there, because what you focus on grows, okay? It is in your awareness, right? And you're keeping it there by continuing to be aware of it. So you change a circumstance by changing your focus. So if you're faced with like being fired from your job, right? Instead of walking around telling everybody all day like, oh my God, I got fired from my job. I got fired from my job. I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. Instead, you take that time to maybe like, let it out if you need to, cry, scream, write it out, burn the paper. It doesn't matter what you do, right? Do whatever you need to do to make you feel better and release. It's not necessary, but for some people it may be necessary, right? So do whatever you need to do to release. And then once you do that, you decide your new story. So you don't worry about being fired from the job and how hard it may be to get another job, because that would only be true if you allow that to be your story. So you get fired from a job, cool. You released everything, bet. Now you're gonna sit down and you're gonna decide what it is that you want, right? I got hired at the most amazing job ever. Like, I got hired at the perfect job. I got hired at my dream job. I finally get to work where I wanna work, right? You do this and you persist in that, and you literally create what it is that you want, right? So then by you persisting in that, however that may look, then before you know it, you're getting hired somewhere that is perfect for you, right? Back to why the circumstances don't matter. Everything that you see in your world, everything that you experience is based upon your imagination, right? It's based upon your inner world. So I want y'all to think about that for a second, and I really want you to understand what I'm saying here. Anything that you experience on the outer world, right? This world that we live in, right? Your 3D reality, you're only experiencing it because it's coming from within. And when that happens, right, like you may not realize things that you believe in. You may not realize assumptions that you have. You may not realize, because you've been conditioned, some of the beliefs you have came from like your mom, your dad, your grandparents, whoever raised you, your teachers, you know, and you've picked up other people's beliefs, and then you see things play out in front of you, right? And when you see these things that play out in front of you that you do not like, it's imperative to me that you become aware, like, ooh, this is actually something that I must believe in because it's being reflected back to me. But it's just a circumstance. And since circumstances don't matter, I have the power to change this because I am the creator of my reality. I am the powerful, limitless being that can have whatever I want, because you can literally bend reality in however you see fit. And until you persist in that thought and you really entertain being able to do these kind of things, you know, is when you will experience it, right? So you don't want to sit around and be like, well, I know circumstances don't matter, but this is just so real. But there are no buts. There are no nothing. There's no what ifs. Circumstances do not matter, right? Because it's literally just a creation coming from within being reflected back to you. And it doesn't even matter how you created it, right? Some things are so drastic or traumatic or just so low vibrational that it doesn't even matter how it got to your reality, right? What matters is you are self-aware enough and you are aware enough to be like, cool, so I see that I have created this circumstance for myself in some kind of way, but I'm not attached to it, right? I'm not attached to how it got here. I'm not attached to how this occurred. But what I am attached to is creating my new story so that I can experience something different, because I know that this is just a circumstance and it's not permanent, right? Because nothing is a fact until you make it a fact, right? You can experience something that you feel like is so negative, but who is saying that that thing is negative? It's you, and it's your reality. It's your world that you're experiencing from your perspective. We give meaning to every single thing, right? We give meaning to every single thing that we experience. We assign meaning to it, right? So stop assigning bad meanings to things and assign meaning to either only what you want to experience or flip the script, right? If you're experiencing a circumstance that is just so unbearable or so horrible for you, flip the script, right? Find a way to reword those things to where it works in your favor only, right? Somebody could have blocked you on social media and it just feels like the world's gonna end. But you could just simply tell yourself something like, nah. Either you could tell yourself something like, they blocked me because they wanna be better when they come back to me, you know, or they blocked me and now they're gonna miss me so much that they're gonna come running back to me, right? They accidentally blocked me. They did not mean to block me. They're finna block me ASAP. They're finna unblock me ASAP because they didn't even mean to block me, right? There's so many different ways you can create a story because there's infinite possibilities of everything. There's infinite possibilities. So circumstances do not matter because you are the one in control. You are the one creating it. And whatever you're experiencing, it is a creation from your inner world. And it is just your thoughts, your dominant thoughts, your beliefs playing out in front of you. So be thankful for it, right? Even if somebody is showing up in your world the way that you don't like, if they're being an asshole to you, or they're being a jerk, or they're giving you the silent treatment or ghosting you, right? It's just a circumstance because it's showing you what you believe about that person. Your world is showing you what you believe about every single thing. So your world, your reality is just an indicator, right? It's just an indicator, just like you have a thermometer to like take the temperature of something to see how hot it is. Your reality is literally just an indicator to show you what you believe, what you're dominantly thinking, what you're persisting in, right? So if you feel like somebody's showing up a certain way and you don't like it, well, now you're realizing, okay, this person is ghosting me because I may have a belief that people ghost me, or I may have a belief that this person doesn't want to talk to me. So you change it, you flip it. And when you flip it, you do your, whatever your technique is that you choose so that you can saturate yourself and persist in the new story. And then you experience what it is that you want, right? And you can do this time and time and time and time again, every single time, right? You just don't allow the circumstance to bother you because the circumstance isn't real. Like, tell yourself that. Whatever you're experiencing, whatever the circumstance may be, this isn't real. This is not real. This is not a part of my reality. This is not what I want to experience. This is not what I experience because I only experience X, Y, and Z. And that's where you flip the script, right? But the key to anything is persisting in it. It doesn't matter if you repeat it all day long or if you just repeat it twice a day. The key is to just repeat it and never think against it, right? So when you flip your circumstance to what it is that you want to experience, you marry that, right? You basically marry it and you don't cheat on it. So you marry your new story, and that is the story that you're going to experience. And I don't care how you make it real to you, right? You can close your eyes and visualize it. You can hear somebody telling it to you. You can draw it on a piece of paper. You can script it out and write a story. You can type it on the computer. It doesn't matter. What you do, you just do it, right? You just do it instead of like scrolling on social media or stalking somebody's page or calling your family or friends to complain about your circumstance. You do the inner work and then it reflects out for you, right? So circumstances are irrelevant. They do not matter. Please don't allow your circumstance or any circumstance that you are faced with to bother you. And I know sometimes that is easier said than done, but get yourself out of that mindset, right? If you're like, well, it's easier said than done, that's a belief, right? Well, it's just not that easy. That's a belief. Well, this is just hard. It's so hard for me. That's a belief. Change those beliefs. Every little thing, every little detail, right, is a part of the whole, and it is a part of who you are. So when you realize these things that you are dominantly saying that naturally just spill out of your mouth, those are the things that you want to change. Something that you can just naturally say so quickly, effortlessly. That's what you really, truly believe. And that is what is most dominant on the inside of you. So by becoming aware of that and changing that, you change the circumstance and you change your new experience that you get to have, right? So that's all for this video. Circumstances don't matter. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me because I would love to answer them. I would love to respond to them. And yeah, make sure you follow me on Bigo so you can check out my live streams every Monday at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. CST. And I will see y'all in the next video, okay?